Welcome back to Extra Time Futbol. And wow, we have a golden boot race on our hands. Messi with another brace, Mbappe with another brace, Haaland with another brace. Messi is currently topping it at 5 goals. Mbappe and Haaland follow just behind with 4. What makes this even more impressive is we're just 2 games into the group stages, where we haven't even finished the group stages, and we already have a player at 5 goals and 2 other ones at 4. This golden boot race is going to heat up, and I do believe we're about to see one of the best World Cup golden boot races of all time. Messi's going to keep breaking, making separation between him and Mbappe and Haaland, especially since he just set the record. He's going to keep expanding on that. He knows that this is his last World Cup. He wants to leave his legacy, and he wants to make a bigger name for himself at the biggest stage. Everybody knows who Messi is. He doesn't need to make a name for himself on that end. But what I'm talking about is more so in the World Cup atmosphere. He, up until 2018, nobody has really thought of Messi as like the World Cup performer. Yeah, he made it to the final in 2014, but nobody really attributed to him being spectacular in the knockout phases. Messi is going to leave a World Cup legacy behind too, of just amazing play. He's going to expand that record to more, and I do see him cracking the 22-23 goal mark by the end of it all. I believe right now he's at 18 if I'm not mistaken. So what's 4 more goals to him? If he's already at 5 right now, what's 4 or 5 more to him in this tournament? Same for Mbappe. Mbappe doesn't want to stay behind. He knows that Messi keeps breaking pace from him for the goal scoring record. And you could tell if you watched that game today, Mbappe was trying and trying and trying. Yeah, he was very fortunate with that second goal that it was given to him. The defender just passed it way off to Dembele, and Ousmane just gave it back to him. Thankfully, too, because, Ousmane Dembele could have definitely taken that shot for himself and got it on the score sheet. He was rewarded with the goal later on. He did get his World Cup goal as well, so he didn't miss out on that. Mbappe scores 2. That first one was really good. I do believe the keeper could have done more, as it wasn't too cornered of a shot. It wasn't going to the straight corner on top. I do believe he could have done a little bit more to save it, but it still went in on his weaker foot, on his left foot. What a way to follow what Messi did today. You're just 1 goal behind, and I do believe that if the rain hadn't impacted the game today as it did, Mbappe gets another goal or 2 in this game. Iraq, they're just not the best team right now. They have too many defensive errors in them, as we saw in the game against Norway, where they gave that second goal to Haaland way too easily, and then they give that second goal to Mbappe today too. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, passing out the back like that? You guys cannot play from the back. Stop doing that against these strikers. I mean, I don't want to leave Haaland's performance behind either. What a showing, Yeah, he was a little bit dormant the first couple minutes of the game. Well, for a good portion of the first half. He had that one play at the end of the game. At the end of the first half, where he pressures the keeper right there. And Mendy just didn't look his best at that time, and Haaland takes it away from him. And you're saying this is a clear shot opportunity. You're in front of goal, open net. Yeah, it's a little bit from the side right there, but you expect a striker of his caliber to put that away. When he missed that and he hit the post, a thought in my head generally went through that, maybe Haaland won't get a goal this game. Maybe the pressure's a little bit too high for him. But what a way to get that 2-0 up lead for Norway when he scores his first goal of the game with a power shot with his left. And then the second goal, and that one took technique. The way he moved his body, the way he got his right leg up to just hit the ball at the perfect spot. It came off the crossbar. And that was the only way he was scoring that. If he puts that on goal or any way that would have been lower, Mendy would have saved it. So he put it in the only spot that wasn't savable. So Haaland gets on the score sheet with 2 and could have been 3. Mbappe, he wanted more, and I truly believe he does get more if it wasn't for that major rain that we got in that game. It was delayed, I believe, over an hour and a half, so it did cut into the Norway game. I did have to switch a little bit over. But by the time, the Norway game was going, the other game was already 2-0 up. I didn't really see a point to keep watching it. I knew France wasn't going to, keep trying more, as they don't want to risk injuries. And Iraq's not really playing for anything. They're just playing not to concede a lot of goals. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a golden boot race on our hands. I'd say, if you are actively at this point, please feel free to comment down below who you believe is going to finish with the top goal-scoring boot. I said it at the beginning. I do see Haaland getting up to possibly 10 goals if they can make a deep run, and I still stand on that. If Haaland and Norway, they can muster up a good string of results and they get deep into this tournament, don't be surprised if he breaks a 10-goal record in this tournament. The race is between these three guys, and it'll be between these three at the end, I do believe. And let's see who finishes with it. My top two are definitely between. I still think Messi takes it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Haaland can somehow squeeze in that top spot. Yeah, Mbappe's gonna get his goals, but he's not a clear. He's not playing that clear striker role. I know Messi isn't either technically, but the way that I see Argentina going, they don't play for anybody else. They play through Messi and only through Messi. The other strikers just don't strike fear in me. Like, I don't see them as a threat for the opposition. Julian Alvarez, he had a shot at the end that he should have put away. You need to be more clinical in those moments. I have not been impressed by Lautaro Martinez. I just don't think he has the quality to be the starting striker for this team. I still think Julian Alvarez is the better striker of the two, and Julian gets involved a little bit more. But hey, I'm not the coach. I'm not the one making the decisions. I still believe Argentina runs completely through Messi. If it's not Messi, the team isn't doing anything else. And as I mentioned in my previous video, if Messi doesn't play good, or he gets injured or has to miss a game of the knockout stages, I do believe Argentina, they're not going to make it far, especially after the first knockout game. Maybe they win the first one. Maybe they win the second one. They don't get past the quarterfinals, though, without Messi. And if they do, that would just be a massive boost of luck for them. But overall, comment below who you think is going to take the Golden Boot. I'm still stringing for Messi if he can stay healthy and Argentina, can make a run with him. Second, I have his Haaland just because he's a natural striker. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like and subscribe, as it would mean a lot for the channel. And hopefully I get to catch you again soon on the next one.